Hey everyone, my name is Linda and this is the Bright Corner.
Stop, hold it right there. How could you start this show without the most important YouTuber on the most important YouTube channel? This is the Bright Corner. My name is Raymond, Appiah, and to my right is
Linda Kayang.
New faces, same agenda, same show, as you love it. Don't forget to like,
comment,
subscribe,
turn on the post notification bell, and share the video.
Show as much love to each and every video as much as possible. See you later and take care. Bye.
Bye. Hello lovely people.
It's us once again.
I'm Linda and beside me is
Raymond Appiah.
This is the Bright Corner and today's headlines are construction ongoing in school, our second class test, the health talk, and the Nun movie.
Da, da, da.
You wouldn't want to miss that one. Stay tuned. We would be right back. Hi guys! It's me, Soledad, the new face on this show. The shows in which you guys knew us Catching Up with Kayla is now Catch-Ups. I'm going to be talking about my views and the views of the people around me. We're going to be talking about things that affect we teens, like perfection, entertainment and movies, being a child model, like you, being a child model, and many more. So make sure you don't miss a chance to catch up with me. Bye!
Hey peeps!
Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. To the first story, we have construction work going on in Brandhigh. So the construction work we're talking about is gutters. So for the first time, I got to see how gutters are constructed from scratch, like literally from scratch. Because we got a big car with a fork in front of it to scrape the ground and dig up the whole pathway for the gutter. So we were wondering, what are they doing? Are they come to build something? But they started doing it like a lot. It got to the park, so we thought, oh, maybe they come to add swimming pool. Somebody already told me that there's going to be a swimming pool.
Yes,
so,
I've been hearing that.
Exactly. So we were so excited about it. Before I knew it, they brought wood and then they were like making straight rules and we're like, nah, this is a gutter. Come on, no swimming pool in Brandhigh yet. But hopefully we get in the future.
Yes.
So we are so grateful for the gutters to help,
with drainage.
Exactly, drainage.
Yeah.
So we got to see how the gutters are from scratch. And right now it's nearing completion. And we know that very soon the tar road is on its way to Brandhigh. Brandhigh City is still loaded.
Moving on to our next story, we have our second class test. So our second class test took place exactly 1 week after midterm. Our teachers decided to bombard us with a series of questions. Well, it was okay for me. I was thinking for myself. Yes. It was okay. I hope it was okay for you too.
But history, the woman decided to swerve us and bring 4-month topics. Just unbelievable.
That's the sad aspect
very
of examination.
But I think I tried. I did well.
Retentive memory helps here.
So, on the third story, the whole talk, we had one of the nurses of the school, Auntie Vivian Mensah, come and speak to us, gathered at Assembly Hall, one Friday afternoon, and educate us on drug abuse. Before I continue, say no to drugs. Drugs are not good. They kill. They cause a lot of bad things, basically. So, she came to teach us about drugs. I didn't even know something called Rafinol, Tramadol, like a lot of alls. So, and it causes ulcer.
And by drugs, paracetamol is also a drug. Please do not abuse paracetamol.
Vitamin C, she did mention that, and I wasn't sure. Not that I didn't know, but she did say that we shouldn't be abusing vitamin C because for most people, vitamin C is like toffee.
Yes,
The type that is just sweet. But we shouldn't be abusing it. It's quite dangerous to our health, causes liver and kidney problems when overdosed. So please stay away from all that. And we thank Auntie Vivian Mensah for taking time off her busy schedule to speak with us.
Moving on to our last story. Usually we save the best for the last, but this time we save the scariest for the last. So the entertainment committee decided to swerve us and show a scary movie. And by scary, I mean horror movie. The Nun movie, released in 2019, is basically about a nun. So it's like in most scenes there were dead bodies, scary faces, like people were scared, people were crying. I remember this girl, someone had to send her out just because she was crying even before the actual scary part of the movie started. It was so sad.
Scary. Even the introduction to the whole movie.
It was scary.
And I heard that a certain girl had a handkerchief on her shoulder and she ran out to the hall because the sound effect. Like, so when the sound just rose up and then the handkerchief touched her, then she just ran out, didn't even look at what was happening. Very funny. So do not watch the movie alone.
No, don't.
Do not even watch with your parents. just don't watch the movie. Why don't you watch a movie like Passion of Christ? Yeah? Passion of Christ, not bad. Lovely movie. So, thank you very much for staying with us and catch you on the next segment. Peace out. Welcome to the Foreign Front. Pope Francis has taken up for a visit to Canada. This comes as he hopes to apologize to indigenous survivors of abuse at residential schools run mostly by the Catholic Church. These acts have been committed over a span of decades. The Pope is aboard a 10-hour-long flight to Canada. This is going to be his longest air journey since 2019. He says his journey is a penitential pilgrimage of healing and reconciliation. He will first meet the Canadian Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, at Edmonton's International Airport, before going to apologize for what the National Commission called cultural genocide.
Now, from late 1800s to the 1990s, Canada's government sent about 150,000 Indigenous children to 139 residential schools run by the church. They were cut off from their families, language, and culture. They went through physical and sexual abuse. Thousands died due to disease, malnutrition, or neglect. Over 1,300 unmarked graves were discovered at the sites of former schools since May 2021. The Pope will address a crowd of about 15,000 people. This gathering is expected to include former students at the church from across the country. However, the Indigenous community is hoping for more than just an apology from the Pope.
Now, this 10-hour-long flight to Canada is the longest one for Pope since 2019, as mentioned. He has been suffering from knee pain that has forced him to use a cane or wheelchair in some of the recent outings. After a mass before tens of thousands of faithfuls in Edmonton on Tuesday, Pope Francis will head to the pilgrimage site. He will end his trip, which is in Appiah, the home of the largest inward population in Canada. There, he will meet with former residential school students before returning to Italy. Pope Francis is the second Pope to visit Canada after John Paul II, who visited 3 times. You're watching Brandhigh TV. Thanks for staying with us. If you had told me years ago that I experienced or witnessed emotional abuse, I would have answered, what is emotional abuse? I never knew what it was. And the reality is, most students have a hard time grasping the concept of emotional abuse.
That's why we are here today. It's time we talked about the problem of emotional abuse, because if we don't, we are allowing it to continue across generations. Students as we are, suffer a lot from this, and people are dying silently.
The only forms of abuse that I knew of were physical and sexual abuse. I remember in one of our classes, we spent few minutes talking about emotional abuse. And we learned that emotional abuse is also known as psychological abuse that is not physical.
It is done repeatedly and consists of continual criticism, insults, humiliation, or put downs. When someone keeps on pointing out your flaws without encouraging or supporting your growth.
Some signs are even harder to detect, such as jokes and sarcasm. When people repeatedly belittle you with hurtful comments and then they say that it was just a joke, and when you try to share your feelings and they tell you that. But how well do our parents know and take our feelings into consideration?
Let's watch this piece and help our youth grow and develop their full potential.
Here are 10 signs of emotional abuse from parents. 1. You experience random emotional outbursts. Do you tear up easily or find it hard to control your emotions? When the child grows up in an environment where they were constantly reprimanded or had their emotional needs neglected, they are more likely to experience their emotions in extremes. This makes it difficult to achieve self-composure. They may demonstrate high spirits when they get validation from others, but hit rock bottom at the snap of a finger when they aren't getting the attention or support they crave. 2. You are overly affectionate to strangers, or you are super kind to people you haven't known for a long time. People who never received unconditional love from their parents will try to make up for the cruelty they grew up with by nurturing others instead. They never want someone else to experience the same trauma as they did, so practicing empathy comes naturally to them. 3. You are aggressive towards others and animals. On the contrary, some children with emotionally abusive parents connect hostile towards their classmates and treat animals poorly. As a result of internalizing the abuse, they may imitate their parents' harsh treatment and lash out on others. Victims of emotional abuse always felt things were out of their control, so they try to make up for it by doing the opposite, being the emotional abusers themselves. 4. You have little to no friends. Do you isolate yourself from others or feel painfully shy around new faces? Children who are emotionally abused will often lack the proper social skills they need to form connections. Consequently, they may either find themselves in toxic relationships, often mistaking them for normal ones, or avoid commitment altogether in fear of getting hurt again. 5. You aren't confident about your future. Victims of emotional abuse often grew up with parents who criticized and belittled them and dismissed their feelings. As a result, they are likely to grow up being pessimistic. This can prevent them from going after their dreams as they run away from their true potential. 6. You constantly repress your emotions. Parents who emotionally abuse their kids do not create a safe space where it made them feel okay to cry. Instead, their kids might have grown up in fear, afraid of doing something that would upset or anger their parents. Consequently, like brave little soldiers, at a young age, they learn to bottle up their feelings for survival. It's no big deal, they might say, and may grow up resorting to drugs and alcohol as a poor coping mechanism. 7. You don't know who you are. Do you struggle with establishing a strong identity or often feel like you are stuck in limbo? If you grew up with parents who are controlling and emotionally manipulative, they've raised you to be codependent. As a result, you never had full control over your own life and in shaping your own identity. 8. You often seek validation from others. Victims of emotional abuse usually lack self-confidence. In order to make up for those feelings of worthlessness, they may take great measures, such as people-pleasing, in order to feel loved and appreciated. Whether it means putting on a facade on social media or making up white lies just to stay on someone's good side. This can cause them to struggle with authenticity. 9. You are highly self-critical. Did your parents put a lot of pressure on you as a child? When you are expected to reach high unrealistic expectations, you may not feel like you are good enough if you aren't always working yourself to the bone. You may also end up becoming a perfectionist and not allowing yourself to be human. 10. you experience a lot of guilt. Children with emotionally abusive parents can grow up with guilt issues. When they try to establish boundaries and seek emotional support from others, their parents may guilt trip them into isolating themselves. "Oh, looks like you've forgotten about me," or "Don't you love me?" are phrases to watch out for. Were you a victim of emotional abuse or know someone who was? We encourage our community members. Tell your story today. If you did like to make a difference, be sure to share this video as well to spread awareness. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for staying with us. Please support us by commenting, subscribing, and sharing this video. This is the social sports. So, for today's social sports, we have the discovery of the week.
This week's discovery is Hugo Trey Krieger. He is a student of Brandhigh Senior High School, 16 years of age. And I must say I'm proud to have him as my wingmate, but he's a science student and I'm an art student. So he is the discovery of the week because of his pin art. It's a very unique form of art where you have a platform, you need a platform, you need canvas, you need paint. So it's very unorthodox because the normal type of art is you know what's in your mind and then you paint it. But for his, it's spontaneous. So whatever you get, so be it. So you place the artwork, no, not artwork, the canvas on the floor. It must be steadfast. Then you place paint and spinner. It's just very weird. I've never seen him do it, but he explained it to me. So when it rotates, then it splatters everywhere, even on him. Of course, so you have to have some paper under to prevent the paint from staining everywhere. And then you get whatever form of art. He said as it's spinning, you cannot tell what you're going to get exactly. It's a very unique type of art, and I really, really like it. I saw his artwork and I was really proud and amazed to have him as my classmate and as my schoolmate. So big ups to Hugo. He said he started it in December 2020, so he's kind of a bit experienced in it. And he got the idea from TikTok. So this is one of the many advantages of the internet. Not just for fun, but to do serious things. And he saw a video about spin art and he said it was like, oh cool, but they didn't take it seriously. And then he scrolled down a couple of videos down and then he saw another video saying something about starting business as a teenager. So he decided that, why don't I merge the two? Then he got a little help from his mom. So parents, please help grow the dreams of a child. You never know what to take them. So he got some help from his mom. His mom got him the things he needed. And here we are today talking about him a year and some months later. So big ups to Hugo. And we hope that you continue to do the good work. Know that we're always behind you.
So this is it for today. We hope to see you next time on the Bright Corner. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. See you all next time. Bye.
Catch you later.